You made it. You did it. A training event at 8 a.m. on a Saturday. Diabolical. We had a party for Easter at the house, and my wife's friend said she was going. And she's one of those friends, I don't know if you have one of these friends that always commits to going to something. Oh, I'm gonna definitely be there. Yeah, I got you. And then never shows up. Do y'all have friends? Oh, you're pointing them out. But she was like, I'm going to Easter. I'm going to come to your Easter party. I got you. I promise I'll be there. And then Easter morning around 9:30, she texts my wife and she said, hey, I'm not going to be able to make it because I overslept. And my wife was like, that's fair. You know, that happens. And I was like, but the party's at 6 p.m. We have an unlimited amount of excuses or reasons to not do something. But you all picked an important one to be here. It's because you believe in what you're doing. You want to make a difference. And you want to make a difference with the most vulnerable population. So give yourself some love for that. Give yourself a round of applause for showing up. Speaking of reasons, just so I can get a feel for everybody in the room, I like to kind of assess how things are. Let me see if I can get a feel for everybody's reasons to be here. Let's just get the first one out the way. Make some noise if you're here because somebody made you be here. That's such an odd thing to make noise for. I didn't think that was going to happen. Okay. Round of applause for honesty. I don't want to be here, yeah! By the way, I've never presented this early before, so I had like 3 shots of espresso, so you're getting a version of me that no one has seen, so let's see. If you're here, let me ask another. If you're here because you wanted to connect with people, network with colleagues, maybe learn some new information, get some knowledge, make some noise. Which one was louder? The first one? Okay. If you're here, let me ask you this. If you're here because for the last like 4 months, your social media feed, like you kept seeing a post of this guy that's like this. Anybody? Nobody's here for that, okay. I couldn't even give me a courtesy clap. No, don't do that now. Don't do it. The reason for the social media and the reason for the books is because Debbie and her team reached out to me and she heard me speak before and she said, hey, I think you'll be a really good fit for this conference to speak and we'll do whatever we got to do to get you there. I said, I love it. Talk to me about your budget. She said, we're a nonprofit. So in response, though, it was all good. She did get y'all a book for everybody here. That book was inspired by my tiny superhero, which I'm going to talk a little bit about today. And I will be here doing, I think, 2 workshops after this. So if you want to get your book autographed, I'm here. You know, Cash App, $9.99. And by the way, my mom, as you heard in the bio, my mom is a teacher. She's an educator. So I asked for her feedback before this. I was like, hey, any tips for presenting at this conference? And she said, well, who are you presenting to? And I said, like educators. And she was like, oh. I said, why'd you say that? She said, all right, here's your advice. First, you gotta keep it real. Do not BS them. Would y'all agree with that? And then she said, don't lecture them. Don't tell them what they have to do. Would you agree with that? Yes. Okay. And then the third thing is she said, you better bring something to give them. So I got a motivational suitcase here. That's what I call it, with a bunch of motivational items. I got stress balls. I bought these specifically for y'all. Do y'all get stressed? Yes. So I got stress balls that this guy has his face on it, like he's about to panic. I don't know why that reminded me of this. All right, never mind. All right, we should probably get to the presentation. Let's talk about stronger together, leading with empathy, adaptability, and vision. Stronger together, leading. When I was thinking about what this presentation should be, I was really thinking about what does it mean to be strong? What does it mean to be a leader? And so I'm reflecting on personal experiences, and when I really started thinking about it, your true strength doesn't come out when things are going well. Who you are as a leader doesn't really get shown when things are going according to plan. Who you are in adversity, in struggle, in pain, is you in your purest form. It is in those moments we get to find out how strong we are, the type of leader that we're going to be. So I want to share a question with you, and I really want you to think about this. Think about this question. What if everything you believed in, everything that defines you as a leader, as a person, was put to the test in the most personal way possible, in a way that felt deeply unfair, deeply personal, and ultimately would ruin or remake you? Ruin or remake you. Have you ever been in a situation that was so painful or so tough that it could possibly ruin you? Can I share with you like a situation for me that got pretty close to that?